Hi guys, I'm Shmee and good morning to you. Now today I'm going to be heading up to Silverstone. Of course, I've been to the racing circuit many times before, to the Formula 1 races, to track days, and to all sorts of other events and activities. But today is actually something new for me. I'm going to my first ever motorbike event, trading 4 wheels today down to 2, because it's the MotoGP Superbikes. Now if you're wondering why the Abarth 124 Spider is sat behind me, it's the car that I'm going to be driving today. I'm joining as a guest of Abarth, who have a technical partnership with Yamaha and sponsor the Movistar Yamaha Racing Team, who of course you may know from their most famous driver, and probably the only thing I actually know about motorbikes before now, Valentino Rossi. Now it's not the first time I've driven a 124 Spider. I'm looking forward to taking it out now, and the weather is nice, so the roof is down. But I headed to Italy for the press launch last year and had a lot of fun with this little thing. And when I give you a rundown of the numbers and stats, you'll understand why. So it's got the 1.4 litre multi-jet engine. It has 170 horsepower, 250 Newton meters, which may not be the largest numbers in the world, but when you consider that it's rear-wheel drive, has an open top, a 6-speed manual gearbox, and it only weighs 1,060 kilos, that is a recipe for pure entertainment. And this car looks lovely in the blue. I'm not gonna lie, that color is great. But today, like I said, is about heading up to the race, up to Silverstone, to join behind the scenes and experience the day out and see what it's all about at the MotoGP with Abarth and with Yamaha. So let's jump in the car and head on up. The roof is already down, but it's quite an interesting process how it works in this car, because to save weight it's very low, there are no electrical motors, so it's a mechanical process. I'm just quickly going to show you how this works. You open this latch here, which raises the roof panel itself, you lift it over, and then if we come inside, you have this catch here, which simply closes like that, and it's done. If, however, you want it back down, because we do today, you reverse that, it's just that, throw it back, click, and you can do that from inside nice and easily as well. But let's step in to the interior of this car, which comes very nicely equipped in Abarth trim. Like I said, manual, keyless, start stop, and it comes into life. You know, not everything is about a crazy horsepower race. As we go past an event to us, that looks very nice. I was gonna say, you know, this has only got 170 horsepower. That is a tiny number by so many cars' standards. Oh, and a Hurricane as well. It's Lambo season around here. That's crazy. Anyway, I'm gonna put this into sport mode. There we go, and it all gets a little bit more lively and a little bit more responsive. But this thing's built to be fun and entertaining, and I can't really imagine it doing it better. Listen to that. It's got the record Monza exhaust system, which means the quad tail pipes and all of that sound. And then as we turn here, just listen to this. It sounds really quite good. It's cool. Anyway, onwards. Now I'm about to join the motorway and a decent slog of motorway ahead of me, so I do not want the roof up. But downshifting this is just fun. The cool thing you can do though is come to a stop, swing around, unlatch this, pull it up and over, the windows drop. It's the first time doing it in traffic, close that, done. That's the whole roof, easy. So now we'll cruise up to Silverstone, about an hour or so on the motorway, nothing exciting. We'll get there, it's just a lovely, lovely day for a really nice day out, so this should be pretty fun. I'm looking forward to seeing what goes on. Here we are then, Silverstone, roof down how it should be, heading into the circuit. I've got to pick up my passes and find out where I'm going to park. Hopefully that's not going to be too complicated. And then enjoy the day, just gratuitous little downshift there. This is a fun way to start. We're kind of driving around inside the circuit and there are a lot of people here. Unsurprisingly, it's MotoGP day. It's busy, really, really busy. So I head this way. Now if I show you on my pass here, that little symbol in the bottom corner, no videos allowed. Naturally, an event like this, the Grand Prix for motorbikes, is covered by licensing rights holders and you can't just walk in with a video camera and film a video. What I can do though is take some pictures and walk you through my day. So I headed inside into the paddock, wandered around the hospitality tents for all the different competing companies, all the different teams, went into the Yamaha tent, met everybody, had a nice lunch there before going over towards the pit boxes. In the pit lane, that's actually Valentino Rossi getting on a scooter to head on out, and all the crowds pretty much chase away as soon as he went. But we headed into the box where you can see the two bikes for the two different drivers. They each have a main bike and a spare bike, but cool to get up close to them. You can see the Abarth logo on the side of the bike as well. Then we headed out from there. I went over towards the grandstand to take a watch of the race getting underway. Valentino Rossi took first off the line almost. He was out and away, but unfortunately, as the race proceeded, the two Yamaha drivers came in second and third behind the Ducati, but second and third, pretty solid efforts. From there, the track actually opens. You can go for a walk down across the tarmac to see the podium presentation at the end, to see the drivers spraying their champagne bottles, and a huge number of people out and about, before coming back to where I am now, sat in the car, ready to get back on the way towards London. I'm very, very hot. It's about 27, 28 degrees. The sun has been out in force, perfect for an occasion like today. But no doubt I'm about to sit in some pretty big traffic jams to escape the car park. I might as well get underway and get on the journey back. And this lovely little thing, it was getting rather hot, so I had to put the roof on before I actually had a real problem. But it's been about half an hour trying to exit the car park, and finally on the move slowly, hopefully towards the exit of Silverstone in not too long. But one thing I haven't mentioned yet is something that I think is really cool, is the way that Abarth and Yamaha are working together. They also produce a car and a bike to pay tribute to one another. So the car from Abarth is the 695 XSR Yamaha Racing Edition. So it's an Abarth 695, which is the ultimate version of a Fiat 500 with 165 horsepower, really pretty cool. And then the Yamaha bike is the XSR 900 Abarth, again paying tribute back to Abarth. Now I can't tell you much about the bike, I'm not going to pretend I know, so you'll have to look that one up. But the thing I really like is that they're both finished in the same trim, so they're painted grey with red accents, and I think that's kind of neat. And one thing I've been learning today talking to people is that for bikers you still need a car to get around, but when you're experienced with a very fast bike, cars aren't necessarily that fast or don't feel as fast. So something like a super nippy hot hatch is a really cool thing to buy. Now, it doesn't necessarily work exactly the same the other way around, because car drivers don't necessarily need a bike. Some of them like a bike maybe, but interesting kind of relationship and how that works. It totally makes sense, and one I've learned today. Anyway, we're on the move again, so fingers crossed we're gonna make it out. This is what I love the most about a car like this. You can drive it up to the red line, you can chuck it around and just have a good time, because it's not too powerful that you end up in very illegal territory way too quickly. And on roads like this, small little countryside roads, could it be any better? This is the perfect environment to enjoy a little car like this. You just chuck it around the corner and away you go, it's perfect. Arriving back in London then, the evening sunset, and we're greeted by Supercar Central 488 and a Hurricane. Standard things to see in central London, but it's been a really nice drive, gone totally to plan. I put the roof down for the last little stretch just to enjoy a little bit of the exhaust noise. And now that I've got to know the car a little bit better, I've had a couple of pops and cracks out of the exhaust system, which have just been great. There are a couple of niggles, things I find a little bit peculiar or annoying. And one of them is where you put your left elbow when you're driving, because the pad works great when you're, hand on the gear stick, and it kind of encourages you to always just keep your hand on the gear stick. But if you put your hand back on the wheel, there is nowhere comfortable to rest your elbow, which is slightly irritating. Another thing I find odd is that it has an antenna sticking up out of the boot lid, and that's slightly outdated now. Not many modern cars still have an old school antenna. Usually it's integrated into the bodywork or something, and I think it would be a little bit neater if it was in here as well. But generally speaking, it's efficient, it's comfortable, it's a nice cruiser. Actually, well, maybe a little bit twitchy, but that's the go-kart style handling that makes it such a good car to drive. That's unfair to be critical based on that. It's been a decent journey, it's all gone to plan, all been well, and I'm nearly back now towards my home and my garage. There we have it then, back where we started earlier this morning. It's been a long day out, but it's been a very fun day out as well, heading to Silverstone and experiencing it in quite a different way to normal, going around the pit boxes as well, seeing behind the scenes a little bit for me with the Yamaha race team, and then driving there with one of their partners' cars, the Abarth 124 Spider as well. So a big thanks to the guys who made this possible. It's been a fun day out for me, experiencing this in a different way to usual, and I hope you've enjoyed this little video driving again with the 124 Spider. I'm going to wrap it up there again, so thank you very much for watching, guys. I'll catch up with you again very soon. Cheers.